Last week in the Premier League, we got 5 results correct, 5 incorrect, so no scores unfortunately. There's some good games here, some relegation battles where Everton face off against Burnley, and then you've got Man United v Liverpool, should be a brilliant game. So I'm hoping that the games entertain. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into our predictions. Palace face Man City in our first game. Palace haven't won in 4 and have only won 1 so far under Glasner. They're not doing great. They lost 1-0 to Bournemouth, but they've got enough to survive easily. I think one more win will do it, but to be honest, they've probably already got enough points. Man City, they've been in brilliant form. They battered Villa 4-1 in the week. A hat-trick from Foden, all goals from outside the box. His first was a free kick where, the wall was terrible from Villa, but other than that, he had a brilliant game. Rodri was also class, and they looked brilliant without Haaland playing. I know De Bruyne wasn't as well, but Haaland up front, a lot tends to go towards him, whereas when he's not playing, they do seem a lot more intricate. They've got a bit more about them in attack. They can do things that they can't do when Haaland's on the pitch. This one, I think City will win 2-0, and I wouldn't be surprised if Foden was on the score sheet again. Villa take on Brentford. Now, Villa's race for the top 4 took a little bit of a hit when they lost 4-1 in the week to City. Spurs ended up with a point, and that means that now, if Spurs win all their games, they will get 4th place. So it's kind of out of Villa's control, but you'd expect them to win here. Brentford, no wins in 8, 3 draws in that time with 5 losses. They've drawn 2 in a row, but again, they're on 28 points. They probably need one more win to secure it, but to be honest, do I think any of the bottom 3 will get to 28 points? No. So I think Brentford are safe, but again, they'd just like one more win to kind of make sure. But yeah, for this game, I don't think they'll get anything. I'm going to go Villa to win 2-1. Everton against Burnley is a massive, massive clash. Everton cannot win a game at all. They've really struggled. As 2024, there's no wins, but it's been such a long time since they've won a game. However, they do keep popping up with good points. They got a draw against Spurs about a month back, and then a draw last time out against Newcastle. Again, a very good point, a late equaliser. So Everton are just getting the points, but importantly, if Everton win this, 29 points, you probably say they're safe. Burnley really have to win. If they win this, they will be a lot closer. They'll be joint with Luton, so they will be a lot closer to safety. But if they lose it again, Everton are pretty much safe, which means there's one less team for the bottom 3 to catch. So for me, I'm actually going to go, because Everton can't win a game, for a bit of a shock here. Burnley, unbeaten in 4. They've been playing pretty decently considering how bad they've been this season. So a shock, Burnley to win 2-1. Fulham take on Newcastle next, and whilst Fulham have been very hit and miss at the moment, at home, pretty good. 3 wins in their last 4 games. Those wins come in against Bournemouth, Brighton, and last time out, Spurs. So very, very good from Fulham recently. Newcastle, a bit hit and miss, very crazy games to be honest. That 4-3 against West Ham, the brilliant comeback. A 1-1 draw with Everton last time out was pretty unconvincing. They really should be winning those games if they want to be heading for Europe. Now, although Fulham are good at home, Newcastle have a better squad. So for me, I'm going to back Newcastle to get all 3 points in a 2-1 win. Luton against Bournemouth. Now, Luton haven't won in 10. Their last 2 have been losses against Spurs and Arsenal, both away. But they're home here. Bournemouth, good form, 5 unbeaten with 4 wins, and 3 of those wins being in a row against Luton, Everton and Palace. The only thing I've kind of got an idea of in this is that Bournemouth, yes, they can get top half, but are they now considering, they're obviously safe. They're probably not going to get Europe, so maybe there'll be a drop off there. That's the only hope I think Luton have. I can see it being a tight game, so I'm actually going to go for a 1-1 draw. Wolves take on West Ham, and Wolves did look destined for a top half finish until injury struck. Now, Hwang Hee-chan, Neto and Cunha have all been out, meaning they've lost to Villa, drew with Burnley. Cunha did come back in that Burnley game, however. He came off the bench, and will he start? I'm not sure, but if he does, they will be a lot better up front. They do tend to do better at home as well, so for me, Wolves can get something out of this, despite those injury issues. West Ham, they haven't won in 4, however, 3 of those have been draws against Burnley, Villa and Spurs. There was a loss in there as well, that big one against Newcastle, but all in all, they've had some tough fixtures. They've come out with a few points. They would have hoped to beat Burnley, but West Ham sitting 7th, got a good chance of getting Europe if they can win games from now on, but can they do it? I think I'd edge them here, but I'm going to kind of go against what I think might happen and maybe play it a bit safer with a 2-2 draw. Brighton take on Arsenal in the late Saturday kickoff, and I'm looking forward to this one as I didn't realise it until I saw it pointed out on Twitter, but Brighton have only lost 1 home game this season. I've just been seeing them recently not winning many games, lots of draws, a few losses, and I kind of thought Brighton aren't doing very well, but top half of the table, which I still can't really believe, but it's down to that home form, not losing games at home. And I did have a look. In their last 10 fixtures in all competitions, they've only played 3 at home, with 7 being away. So, could there be a chance here of points? They do like to spoil Arsenal's parties as they did last season, and they've got a decent record against them as recent years have shown. So, can Brighton get something? Well, Arsenal, they did have that draw against City, but got back to winning ways with a 2-0 against Luton. They will really fancy this one, and I'm going to edge them. So Brighton's second home loss of the season. Arsenal to win 2-1. Man United face Liverpool next, and there are some crazy things around this game. So first of all, Man United in their last 4 league games have conceded at least 100 shots across the 4, so they are so leaky at the back. A lot of people blamed Onana at the start of the season. I don't really think it's his fault, although he has had some poor moments. The defence are just not working. They're conceding so many chances, it's ridiculous. Then they had their last 2, the draw with Brentford where they were awful, somehow got something out of it. And then the game against Chelsea, they were 2-0 down, 3 smash and grabs, you'd kind of say, and ended up 3-2 up. And then they conceded 90 plus 10, 90 plus 11 to lose that game. What a crazy game. I'm very annoyed that I didn't end up watching that one. I saw the highlights back. They were very poor to let that go so late on. They should have at least got a point out of it, but again, looking at the game as a whole, probably didn't deserve anything. So, fair play to Chelsea, awful from Man United. And then you've got the fixture that was played just before the international break, the FA Cup, where Man United won it 4-3 in extra time. What a game that was. That was also at Old Trafford, so can they repeat it? Can they get something? No, I don't think so. Their last 2 performances have shown that they are in very poor form. They're playing awfully. So for me, Liverpool, they got back-to-back wins after that draw with City, and I think Liverpool will win again here. So I'll go 3-1. Sheffield United against Chelsea. Well, Sheffield United, they've drawn 2 of their last 3, the other being a loss, so not too bad from them. They lost to Liverpool in the week. They were 1-1 up to the 75th minute, so again, not bad, but they didn't deserve anything from it. I really do think they have to win, 5 of their last games or something like that to have any chance of survival. But I think it's too late for Sheffield United. That they can't win games, and that's their problem. Burnley have came up with the odd win here and there. It's not really happening for Sheffield United. Chelsea, 6 games in the league unbeaten, 3 draws and 3 wins. They're now creeping up on Manchester United, who sit in 6th. Chelsea are 10th, but they're only 5 points off them with a game in hand. This weekend as well, with Man United playing Liverpool and Chelsea playing Sheffield United, Chelsea have got a very good chance of gaining another 3 points on them. And then if they win their game in hand, they're above them. So Chelsea, I think, will get the job done here. But they do seem to make jobs difficult. So I'll go 2-1. Spurs face Forest in our final game. A 6 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday is a little bit strange. Something I haven't seen that I can remember. But it's going to be interesting because Spurs, their last 11 league games, it's 6 wins, 3 draws and only 2 losses. So that is top 4 form. They're only 2 points behind Villa. If they'd have beaten West Ham in the week, they'd be above them. But West Ham held them to a 1-1 draw. So Spurs will have to wait to get into that top 4. But I do think they will end up getting it. Although it will be a tight race. Forest, they've been in better form recently. 3 games unbeaten, 2 draws and a win in the week against Fulham. A 3-1 win. They are now 3 points above the drop. Probably need another 5 points, maybe. They're on 25. I think 30 is definitely safe from now on, just because I can't see Luton picking up 8 points out of 7 games. But I don't know. I think, to be honest, 28 will do it. So it's going to be interesting. I think they'll probably get to that as well. I think the bottom 3 are down. But I'll go in this one, Spurs to win 3-1. So those are my predictions for these Premier League fixtures. Get your predictions down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.